you've lost 10 kilos, mate. You must feel incredible.
Yeah, man. Like, it's just, I'm still feeling I can still work, even after getting up early for the gym here at work. I'm still eating wise and still pushing out a 12-hour day. So yeah, no, I'm feeling great, man.
Feeling great, looking great. You're on top of the world. When we first started, where were you kind of at, and what was sort of your main goal and main focus, and are you kind of kicking goals at the moment, getting there?
Yeah, it was definitely just to obviously lose a bit of that fat, but I think I wanted to get that routine of a workout like when I'm back at home, but even here at work is just get that mindset of getting a routine so it becomes like the norm sort of thing. So you're not dreading going to the gym and then having to work. It's just like, no, this is what it is now, sort of thing. And I just wanted to sort of get that mindset of being routine, which I feel like it's getting pretty good at the moment. So yeah.
That's awesome. And what were you doing prior? Did you just not really kind of have that routine before we got going? What was kind of going on?
Yeah, there was just no structure, bro. Like I wasn't even going to the gym here at work at all. I wasn't even doing that. When I was home, I'd try and go for runs, but I'd run just sort of whenever I felt like, you know what I mean? Yep. Whether it was in the morning or Arvo, how far I wanted. Did some of that boxing stuff as well, but it was just sort of, when I felt like it, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, all right, you got to go, every day or pick a time that you have to go every day for the whole 2 weeks off sort of thing. It was just sort of none of that. Didn't really have that structure. So
what do you reckon kind of stopped you or prevented you from sort of trying to get that structure or trying to get that help sooner?
It was just probably a bit of laziness, man. Like, I thought maybe just me working my ass off for 2 weeks at work was enough. So when I had my 2 weeks off, I just didn't have to do anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd probably just put it down to laziness, and that's on me, sort of thing. I'll admit that. It was just, I was like 2 weeks 2 weeks off at work, from work at home, work my butt off then. So like time to relax, sort of thing. I think that I just had that in my head for too long. You know what I mean? So
it's a hard way that we sort of start to think, where we kind of just go through the motions a little bit with various things, and we don't even really push the boundaries, or not that we push the boundaries. We don't know how much further we could actually push ourselves.
For sure.
What do you reckon probably started for you to actually just flip that switch and actually pull the trigger on being like, this, I don't want to be lazy. I actually want to change some things. What do you reckon made you pull that trigger?
I had this big surf trip with a few of my mates over in Indonesia, and it was just like, I don't know, there was some flattering photos that I was like, around the pool and shit like that. But also like a lot of these guys and my mates were like, they're pretty tall, taller than me, and like, they're all saying, oh yeah, I'm like 90 or 88 kilos and stuff like that, pretty light. I was heavier than all them, and we were just talking about like, boards, what boards we ride and stuff like that. And I was just like, me, like, these boys are heaps taller than me, like they're sort of, they don't look big or anything like that, and they're still way less than me. I was like, man, like, what's going on there? And then I sort of knew then, I was like, I knew before that a little bit as well that, I was getting a bit bigger, and like that 94 kilos was pretty heavy for someone my sort of, build and height, I thought. So yeah, I think after that surf trip, I was like, right, I think it's time to knuckle down a bit.
I'm interested to know what you reckon would have happened if you didn't take that bet on yourself and you didn't decide to change anything. Would you have just rocked up to the Indo surf trip next year and just felt the same?
Yeah, probably, dude. Like, I think, yeah, it would have been the same. Like, after that trip, if I didn't have the thought process like I did, I'd still just be doing, my couple runs when I get home, nothing at work, Or if I didn't have the help of you guys and you and stuff like that, try to do something maybe myself and lasted a month or two, and then just gone back to like, what I was doing before, sort of thing. I could have tried for a month or two, but yeah, I think having you guys has sort of helped push me and, like I said, get that routine and a bit of structure going. So it's been good.